This is gonna take a whole shit ton of takes.
No, I think we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. I'm scared. I don't want to.
You're good. Just take your time. Just take
I
your
got it.
time.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right. Ready? Three, two, one. Hi, my name is Daniel Espinoza, and I am a NMSU sophomore, and I am majoring in digital filmmaking.
Hi, my name is Russell White, and I am also an NMSU sophomore who is also majoring in digital filmmaking.
The following documentary that you're about to watch is our short film that we produced for the social impact of film class in the CMI program at NMSU.
This film will highlight the experiences that a few volunteers have had during their time with quarantine in the past year and what it's done to affect their mental health.
Our peers who volunteered for these interviews were instructed to only share with what they were comfortable with. Here's what they had to say.
Yeah, that was like the realization point, I guess, because like my grandma died, and I was like, wow, like what are you really doing in life, I guess? And I started looking and thinking about this whole quarantine and how it was like coming up on a year at that point, and I was like, I haven't done anything. You just sit around and you've been doing the same thing for a year straight. That's crazy. I've never done that before in my life, so it was like, ah. Well, here we are at the core. I'm just gonna come here, get a nice little workout in. It's also where I work actually, as a lifeguard, so that's cool. But yeah, time to get the grind going. I'm done with the workout, and now I'm gonna come say hi to my coworkers. I think probably hang out with them for a little bit, and then go back home and do some homework. So right now I have a meeting in like an hour, so I'm probably just gonna clean my room. And it's super dirty actually, so here's my room. Look at this lava lamp. It's like 3 feet tall. $100 waste of money. But super dirty, sorry for the mess. There's clothes everywhere and swimwear and blankets and shoes and everything, cups and everything. But yeah, I don't know, I've been feeling super cluttered in life recently, so I think I'm just gonna clean this up, and because it's probably my room that's making me feel that way, honestly. But yeah, I'm thinking, a clean life is a good vibe. It's a better vibe than feeling cluttered and messy. So let's get started before this meeting.
Okay, cool. So the first question is, how would you describe your quarantine experience in the past year?
My quarantine experience is it's kind of up and down.
Super repetitive. It was.
No, I'm stuck inside and I can't do anything was pretty terrible.
Yeah, you have to stay super busy, and the phone, as crazy as it is, I can only do so much on my phone, and the video games I play and things like that. So I just started getting bored of the old stuff.
But it's just like, it gets really mundane and repetitive, just the stuff you do all the time.
Like, I was really glad to be with my family, and I got to kind of get into a lot of stuff and just take some time to rest. But at the same time, kind of being away from the life that I have here, and everything going on with that, I think it kind of opened me up a little bit more to struggle with some things.
It was cool at first because you were just chilling, just living life. And I'm more of a homebody anyways, but after a while you just do the same thing forever, and it gets to you.
Like every day is spent at home. Like no matter what, I'm not going out anywhere. If I am going out somewhere, it's for like an hour at a time. I had no way to like meet up with friends during that time. The only way would be online, but physically I almost had no social life. It was quite barren and honestly kind of just, degrading in a way.
Overall, very uneventful, I guess. Like, because everything's closed. Yeah, so overall negative. There are some positives though, I guess. It's nice just like spending time with people. Me and my dog just woke up. Today, I get to go to work at 8 in the morning. It's now 7 in the morning. So first, I get to get ready and feed my dog and my sister's pets. I just got back to my house. I am on lunch break, which is great because that means I get to go home. Because most breaks I don't get to go home, but my lunch break is a little longer. So I get to go home and let my dog out, unless she doesn't want to go out. Give her lots of dog treats. Now that I've been able to sit down for a good 10 minutes, it's time to go finish off my shift. I just got off work. I work at Starbucks. Today in the morning I came in and I put away the order that comes in every week. And when I came back from my lunch, I just worked at the drive-thru for the rest of the day. And now I'm gonna go home and take a nap. I just got up from my nap. My dog is here. She wants attention, as usual. Oh, gross. Now I'm going to do the last of my classes for this year because C&M classes finish at the end of this week, and I took all my finals and I have one last assignment to turn in. So that'll be about the next hour for me, and then I'll be done with school. I just finished up with the rest of school, feeling pretty good about that. I have nothing else to do for the rest of the summer except work and maybe a little bit of travel. Yeah, I'm really glad to have finished this year. Online school is not the easiest. I feel like professors expect a lot more because they think you're doing a lot less, but that's not really the case. Yeah, but it's over now, so no more classes.
How was your mental health state during quarantine?
Yeah. So I have OCD, obsession compulsive disorder. Sorry, like it's kind of, for a lot of people that might seem like just being really tidy or washing your hands, but for me and most people that deal with the disease, it's a lot more than that. Just repetitive, unwanted thoughts. Some like it's really hard to describe. When you have it's like you have awkward thoughts about people or scary thoughts. You're worried about someone getting hurt or touching something and getting a disease from it. Normal people have thoughts like that, but people with OCD, it just they obsess over it and you can't really get it out of your head. And the more you fight it, the more it just keeps recurring. So most of my mental problems come from that. I think just to establish that. And so over quarantine, I dealt with some of those thoughts, just recurring worries and anxieties, things I couldn't stop thinking about. And so over quarantine, I had some periods where things were good, and I had some periods where things were worse. But it was mainly just kind of me dealing with some of those obsessional worries and anxieties.
It was cool at first, for a while actually, probably up until recently. Like I said, I'm a homebody, so I was just cool with chilling. It was a big vacation type of thing. And then when I really started realizing it was super repetitive, I just started realizing how bored and how I just had to be stimulated, I feel like. And I was like, God, this sucks. And it was just, oof, it got rough. And then my grandmother passed, and I think that's when it was like, I started thinking a lot. I was like, oof, like, I didn't really talk to her and stuff. And I was like, I feel bad about that. But, yeah, so I just tried to start working on myself, and now I'm here. I think I'm all right now.
Honestly, I kept a lot of tabs trying to check if anything would change. Luckily, nothing did. Like, I honestly just stayed the same because I was able to keep in contact with everyone. Though I couldn't physically see them and everything, I was able to keep in touch with them, and talk to them no matter what I needed to do. So in terms of mentality, I was doing fine. Like, I honestly didn't have a lot of problems, just met up with my friends online if I needed to. And the most that changed is that I couldn't go have food.
Pretty bad. It's not always great though, so I guess just like a little bit worse than usual. Just because like I moved. I think yeah, because I'm living alone or with my sister, and then I guess just like doing poorly in school is also just like a big stressor, you know. So that also brings down the mental health just a
So,
little bit.
so would you say that you overall had a negative experience?
Oh yeah.
So being as something you had to struggle with throughout the quarantine, can you identify any stressors that might have triggered that? If you felt like you're in a kind of an upset mood and having to deal with that, was there anything quarantine related that might have caused that?
Yeah, I think being away from friends is a big thing. Another one would just be, I think for me and for a lot of people, online school is just a lot harder than normal school. I guess it was harder to focus and stuff like that. So I think kind of being in that environment, again, it opened me up to lingering on a lot of those worries that I deal with.
Was there anything that you picked up in the quarantine that you might have felt kind of helped you resolve those issues or kind of like take care of it? Like, did you develop any habits or anything like that?
Yeah. So like for me, I know at night I would go out on my porch and I just look at the stars and I'd listen to some music, and that was just always nice. Just get a chance to kind of just take a step back and think. It's weird, kind of like with OCD, I spend a lot of my time not wanting to think, and so it's like when I intentionally think about things that I want to think about, or give some time just for me to rest, or take it easy, get in a peaceful environment, I think that really helps.
Yeah, I started changing my life here. Trying to eat healthier. Right now I have super big papers due, so that's not going well. But I started meditating, I guess you could say. It's kind of just like self-therapy. I kind of just sit around wherever I'm at, whenever I have time, if I want to. And instead of always trying to be stimulated and trying to be doing something at all times and on my phone and all this stuff, I just kind of put it down, and you just sit there and kind of zone out and just kind of watch your brain, I guess, and you just let it do what it's going to do, and you let it just go and all the thoughts you think of, and you kind of just sit there and like evaluate them, I guess, like a little kid, and you just go, why? So it's like, oh, like I'm not feeling that good today. Well, why don't you feel that good? Oh, well, I didn't get a lot of sleep and I didn't. And you kind of just find the answers to your questions, and you kind of just go until you're content, until you feel good.
Keeping in touch with people. Do not shy away from giving somebody a phone call or texting somebody, asking a bunch of friends to get on a group chat. It'll help you a lot. It honestly won't. If you're following the same thing that I did, which was keeping in touch with people and making sure they were okay and making sure that you were okay, you'll be fine. You'll be way better than you were before.
So, would you say that it was positive, negative, like nothing really changed?
Honestly, in a way, it made me realize a lot of things. Like, it honestly made me realize a lot of what I had been doing prior to the quarantine and how I was acting before then. It had me fix a lot. So it kind of was positive. I can't lie.
So final question. Is there any advice that you would give to someone who is currently struggling with their mental health right now during the state of quarantine? Is there anything that you'd want to say to anyone out there?
So I think I don't know, I think a good piece of advice in general is just talk to people.
Keep in touch with your friends and to go outside as much as possible.
You know, don't hold those things inside. But I'd say something a little more specific would be learn to take a step back, learn to breathe, you know, kind of let your thoughts aerate, so to say.
Yeah, I would say definitely the meditation, just sitting there and because I mean I don't know about anyone else, but my day is always like it's going so fast. So you just sit there and you just take the even a minute or a minute and a half, just any time, and just realize like what you're really doing here. Just like you're living life, you know, it's crazy. And I think that makes it better. And then working out has been cool. I like doing that when I want to, I guess, but that's pretty cool.
Right.
And yeah, I would say just try to get out with friends and just live life.
If you are and have been struggling with mental health issues that you feel like could be fixed, immediately try to talk to somebody. And if you cannot talk to somebody that feels like it helps, try and seek counseling, because that honestly helped me a lot. It changed my life, it changed how I was. And letting out a lot of what you have inside is going to change you for the better, no matter what you do. That's my advice to you.
And that's essentially the whole point of why Russ and I are shooting what we're shooting. It's like, what did someone do, or what did other people do in quarantine to help make themselves feel better if they could? And so
Right.
that's the end all goal. So